Well, I'm going to say good afternoon. Do I have the time zone correct?
Yes, you do.
Oh, well, thank you for speaking with me today. And the newest new movie of yours, and we're going to come back to that, is Killing Mary Sue. You play Chet. When did you actually work on Killing Mary Sue?
I think we did this last summer. Yeah, I think we did it last summer. It was really fun. We had a great time. We shot in New Jersey. Super, super fun movie that was just wild, wild movie, which I'm super happy that it all came together so well.
Sure. Do you remember where in Jersey by any chance?
I don't. It was all night shoots, so I couldn't really see where we were, but I forgot what area we were in.
Gotcha. So, was there a lot of work needed to play Chet in this film?
There wasn't too much for me personally. I love comedy. I do action really well. I do a lot of firearms training and a lot of athletic stuff. So it was easy for me to step into the shoes of Chet.
And how did you wind up in this role? Bless you, by the way.
Thank you.
We're leaving that in to show that I have
Oh,
manners.
bless you.
Yeah, no, bless you, Jesse, and bless
Blessing
your
each
work.
other. It's just amazing.
So obviously, the great Marty Kove is in this one. But had you worked with anyone from this production before landing the role?
I worked with Sierra before in a movie called VFW, which was a really fun horror film that we did. She was great in that, and she was obviously equally great in this. So it was nice to see her again. We both live in LA, so it was fun to see each other on the other side of the country.
Hmm.
And that was really it. Also, the producers, I worked for them before in a different movie. We did a Western together, so that was always great. And yeah, it was such a fun project. I was so excited to get on board with this because of the subject matter and the fact that it was comedy and action, which I love both. So to bring those together for me was personally very exciting. And also it's just fun to do as an actor, like
Hmm.
when you're doing action, like that's all great and I love doing it. And sure, I'll jump out of a helicopter, but when you get to do comedy as well with that stuff, it just changes it so much and it's just so much fun. We always want like it's fun to laugh on set when you're doing this stuff.
Yeah. So I said before, we'll talk about the other stuff you got going on. And a couple of days ago, Don't Forget Me Tomorrow got announced. Then, if we follow you on social media, Call Sign Z is now getting pushed, etc. So it seems like you're one of those people who worked nonstop, and then now everything's starting to come out.
Yes, I've probably got seven different projects coming out in the next 6 months to a year. One of them is a Western I did called Gunfighter's Deal. It's a supernatural Western. It's a really great film. Very proud of that movie. I've got two action movies coming out. One I just did called President Down, directed by Nick Lyon. It's kind of like Air Force One, really, really fun film. I play the head of the Secret Service. We go on a manhunt to try and figure out who tried to kill the president. I have another one called Shadow Paradise, which is like a human trafficking action film that we shot in Florida and LA, which is just, it's kind of like Miami Vice. Super proud of that one. I've got the Call Sign Z, which is a zombie action pilot that I did. I've got another a thriller pilot that I did as well for TV that they're in post now. And then I've got Remember Me Tomorrow, which I start shooting in August in New Mexico.
Wow.
So we're moving along, man. Got a lot going on, which is great. Always grateful for that, and I enjoy working. I love working hard. No matter what I'm doing, I put everything I have into it, and I'm grateful that I get these opportunities and I love telling stories. I love entertaining people. It's part of what I love doing for the world.
We can't pigeonhole you to a genre or a filming location. That's what I'm hearing.
I love that. I do. I love I will never want to be pigeonholed to something. I as
Right.
an actor, I want to play all the different characters. I love period pieces. If I could put on a wig and put on elf ears and be in a battle in Mordor, that would be my dream. Um, and or a knight or a World War II soldier or a futuristic anything. I mean, that's always something that I love doing is playing different characters. Also, I love the challenge. I always like if it's something challenging, like the character I played in this Western I do called the Gunfighter's Deal.
Hmm.
The very beginning of the movie, he's like this really fearful cowardice character, and I play into the size of him. He's a big guy because I'm like 6'3", but he's like a coward in the beginning of the movie. And part of why he doesn't want to be a coward anymore, so he makes a deal with the devil to be the best gunfighter in the West which ultimately he has to pay a terrible price for. You'll see that in the film, but it's it's stuff like that. Like that was so interesting for me to be able to play a role like that, because it's so different than like how I am physically and how I look. And so I was really grateful to get that opportunity. And that's what you want as an actor. You want to be able to show your colors and be able to mold and change into different characters.
Earlier in your career, you did a little more directing and producing work on the indie scene. Is that going to be a long-term goal of yours?
I love producing films. Producing is really just so much about getting people together, whether it's money or actors or locate. It's just bringing things together, and I really enjoy doing that. And a movie I did called As Night Comes. I'm very proud of that movie, directed by Richard Zelniker. That movie is still, if you haven't seen that, you should go watch that. It's basically Clockwork Orange today. And it's a really great teen crime drama. The storyline of that holds up today, even though we made that 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Uh, and I love directing as well. Later on, I'll get into more directing, but I really do. I love being in front and behind the camera. One day, I'd love to maybe pull like a Ben Affleck. That would be the dream.
So what I'm hearing is, again, we can't pigeonhole you to the genre or the location or the job title that you're going to have on any coming production or the medium, really.
I'll either be holding the boom mic or I'll be one of the gaffers doing the lighting and producing the movie at the same time.
Yeah. Well, different question or topic. And I don't know if this gets a 2-second yes, thank you, or a diatribe, but you work with the legendary Gary O. A lot of people have managers that are themselves the great personalities. And I know that Gary is one of the founders of the Punk Rock Museum. I'm curious,
Yeah.
is that a separate side of you? Are you a secretly a punk rock guy, Jesse?
I love punk rock. Honestly, I love every genre. There's not like a genre that I don't love. I literally listen to like movie soundtracks in the car, 80s hair metal. I'll listen to like spa music to calm me down. I'll go to like country, pop, like hip hop. Like there's no genre I don't love. I love all facets of music and different styles. But I know Gary, he did help open up that museum. And Gary's amazing. I mean, he's such a force. He's got his hands in everything. I'm so lucky that I get to work with him. He's such a good guy too. Like one of the best parts about Gary is that he will go to war with you, and he loves it. He's like, let's put on the gear and let's get in there and do this. That's what I love about Gary. He's fearless.
To confirm, he'll go to war with you or for you. There's a big
Oh,
difference. Oh,
oh,
both.
oh. Like, well, I mean, when I say with you, like if we got to go to war doing something, he's jumping in the mud with us, and then he'll also just pick up the phone and go to war for you. Whatever you need to do, whatever it takes. That's what Gary does, and I love him for that. Very rare to find that, and
Sure.
I'm he's a ride or die for life.
The manager that gets their hands dirty. But to confirm, he did not take you as a plus one to the Wu-Tang show.
No, he didn't, but he invited me.
Oh, okay. So he
Go
did.
on it. You're on
Okay. And then the last question I have for you, because there's so many different projects, Killing Mary Sue included, that it can be a little hard to keep up. And IMDb is usually not correct with what's in pre-production versus post-production versus what got killed. What's the best way to find you to stay on top of the latest and greatest of Jesse Kove?
So I'm super active on my social media, like with Instagram and X, Instagram in particular. I'm not on TikTok. There's so many different social media outlets out there. If I had a TikTok and I had a Snapchat, I don't think I would ever look up from my phone, and I choose to have a life.
Yeah.
Um, so I just try to keep it to a select few. And yeah, Instagram is the best way to. I will post everything that I'm working on in my stories, on my posts, what's coming up as they come out, trailers, pics, behind the scenes, all that stuff's on there. And I read all my messages. So if you message me on there, most likely I will read it. I'll get to it. I'll answer you back, whether it's a fan or someone. I really like to try and make a personal touch on some of that stuff. So, I appreciate all the support that I have with my fans and everybody who's been supporting me for so long. So definitely on Instagram, which is Jesse Kove, JesseKove across all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I do have a TikTok if you wanted to see it. There's not much on there, but maybe one day I'll get it going.
Well, congrats on killing Mary Sue. And more importantly, congrats on working steadily and not letting Cobra Kai be the only thing on your CV that they do parentheses, Jesse Kove. Cobra not happening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's not, it's a marathon. You just have to continue to work hard, chip away at it, and just stay the course. And, the puzzle pieces just start coming together and, you just got to be ready when that opportunity comes.
Paltrocast.